Hopefully you tried both of these problems before you started this video. Now you can see if you got them right. So find an equation of the parabola with a vertex at -2, 3 and a focus at 0, 3. So let's put our vertex at -2, 3. There's our vertex. Our focus is at 0, 3, which is right here. So we know that the parabola opens right, and that's because the vertex is, well, the focus is left of the vertex. Right, sorry. The focus is right of the vertex. So that means our equation is going to look like this. Y minus k squared equals 4a times x minus h. So we need to figure out a. A is just 2, and we know this because the distance from the vertex to the focus is 2. So now we can write our actual equation, and I'm going to write it down by part B. So we have y minus 3 quantity squared equals 4 times 2 times x minus a -2. And if we clean this up, we have y minus 3 squared equals 8 times x plus 2. So now all that's left to do is we need to find a couple other points. And I guess we better put our directrix on here too. Our directrix is going to be a distance in the opposite direction from the vertex as the focus. So a is 2. So if we move 2 to the left, that's where our directrix is. So I'm just going to put that in here. This is the directrix, and that is x equals -4. X, not y, sorry. X equals -4. All right, the couple other points. Let's let x equal, might as well make it 0. That's easy enough. So if x equals 0, and if you notice, I've picked the x-coordinate of the focus. Picking one of the coordinates of the focus to plug in for one of your points is always good. It usually gives you nice, perfect square numbers. So if x is on the right-hand side, pick the x-coordinate of the focus. If y is on the right-hand side, pick the y-coordinate of the focus. So if x is 0, let's see what y has to be. Y minus 3 squared equals 8 times 2. So y minus 3 squared has to equal 16. Take the square root of both sides, and we have y minus 3 equals plus or minus 4. So two equations, y minus 3 equals +4, or y minus 3 equals -4. Add 3 to both sides, we get y equals 7, or y equals -1. So our 2 points are 0, 7, and 0, -1. So 0, 7 is right here. 0, -1 is right there. And all we have to do then is draw the parabola as best we can. Okay, let's go look at number 5. This time, they've given us the equation of a parabola, and it says y squared minus 4y plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. So before we can graph this, we need to get it in one of the standard forms that we know. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite it. So we're going to have y squared minus 4y plus, we're going to leave a blank because we're going to have to complete the square. And that equals negative 4x minus 4 because we're subtracting the 4x plus 4 to the other side of the equation. And then, of course, plus a blank because if we add something to one side, we have to add it to the other. Okay, completing the square here, remember we have to add b over 2 squared. So b over 2 squared is negative 4 over 2 squared, which is 4. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. And now we need to factor on the left-hand side. So that gives us y minus 2 quantity squared. And on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, sorry, we have, when we combine like terms, negative 4x. So that means that our vertex, remember HK, is going to be nothing subtracted from the x, so its coordinate is 0. And we're subtracting a 2, so that means k is 2. Our vertex then is at 0, 2. So let's go plot that. Now we need to find the focus. Okay, since we have a negative 4x here, that means, so the negative 4x and the y's on the right-hand side tell us that our parabola opens left. So for the focus, first we need to find A. So negative 4a equals negative 4. That means A equals 1. Since the parabola opens left, our focus is 1 unit left of our vertex. So there's the focus. And our directrix is 1 unit to the other side of our vertex, so it's 1 unit right. So there's our directrix. And the point coordinates of the focus are negative 1, 2, and the equation of the directrix is x equals 1. Now we just need a couple extra points so that we can have enough points to graph our our parabola, sorry. So if x equals negative 1, that is the x coordinate of our focus. Let's see what y has to be. So we would have y minus 2 squared is negative 4 times negative 1. So y minus 2 squared is 4. Square root both sides. And we end up with y minus 2 equals positive or negative 4. So two equations, y minus 2 is 4, or y minus 2 is negative 4, which means y is either 6, sorry, need to add there, or y is negative 2. So we've got 2 points from that. We have negative 1, 6, and we have negative 1, negative 2. So if we plot those, negative 1, negative 2, and negative 1, 6, we can graph our parabola, which is a pretty flat looking parabola, but that's how it goes. Okay, we'll have one more video that will talk about an actual application of this type of parabola in the real world. So these are actually useful.